Moving on, we've already seen some of what happens in the background of a C++ program. We've seen the different components of every C++ program when we looked at variables, when we looked at syntax, when we looked at reserved keywords. Now, here in 1.5, it's kind of an aside. I'll tell you, not every program does exactly this because not every program requires output, but I just want to cover them so that we talk about them here. This is on page 17. It is 1.5 input processing and output. Typically, for the first maybe 3 chapters here in the text, this is what we're going to do. We are going to ask a user for a bit of information. We're going to do something with that information, and we are going to present to them the result of that process. So that is input, processing, and output. Right here in the first portion that you see here, CIN, and then you see the greater than sign. This is what is known as the extraction operator. So you can see that the way we even have it structured here sort of matches what you can see here in a Replit window. So I'm just going to repeat the line that they have here, CIN hours. So it's CIN, that's how that's pronounced, hours. This is going to not work. You'll notice that in that middle window right here, you can see that both CIN and hours have that red squiggly line under it that we are accustomed to from working with Microsoft Word or any, insert your, does anybody have a favorite word processing program? Insert your word processing program of choice here. That's okay for the time being. I know that this is an error, but look at the direction here of that extraction operator. CIN, what we want to in to our system is hours, and it moves in this direction. Why is that? Because our console over here is where we would be entering that data. So this works as a visual reminder of how that interaction is actually going. We're taking from our output window and we are bringing it in to our code. That's the input we are looking at, and that's the extracting, because we're extracting it from that output window. Here's a process. Pay equals hours times rate. That is a mathematical process. For those of you who are like, I really hope we won't be dealing with simple, like grade school mathematical operations, I'm terribly sorry to have to burst your bubble. We will have simple math to have to deal with. And here we have the cout statement, like you can see right here. The cout is where we would be making something for display in our output window. So you can see that we're inserting it into our output window, and those, the less than symbol points in the direction of our output window. It's the easiest way I have to let you know how those work here before we start with the code. It will become muscle memory when you're looking at a CIN. You will automatically go to the greater. When you were looking at a cout, you will automatically go to the less than. But for here, just to see it 1 or 2 times, I think is a little bit helpful.